A man gave my daughter a key. He told her, "Do not tell your mother. My name is Grace. I am 34 years old. That day changed my whole life. I live in a small town. The houses are old. The streets are quiet. I live with my daughter. Her name is Lily. She is 10 years old. It is just me and her. Her father is gone. He left many years ago. Maybe you have a secret in your family too. Maybe you feel something is wrong, but you do not know what. Please listen to my story. It is true. It happened to me. I work at a small shop. I sell bread and milk. The pay is not big, but it is enough. Every day I wake up early. I make breakfast for Lily. I walk her to school. Then I go to work. I come home tired. I cook dinner. I clean the house. This was my simple life. I liked my simple life. I did not know a big secret was coming. It started on a Tuesday. The sun was warm. The sky was blue. There were small white clouds. Lily came home from school. She walked into the kitchen. I was cutting vegetables. "Hi, Mum," she said. "Hi, sweetie," I said. "How was school?" "Good," she said. But her voice was strange. It was quiet. It was too quiet. I looked at her face. Her eyes looked worried. Her hands were behind her back. "Are you okay?" I asked. "Yes," she said too fast. I did not believe her. Mothers know these things. A mother can feel when something is wrong. That night, I was cleaning her room. I found something under her pillow. It was a small key. The key was old. It was made of dark metal. It felt heavy in my hand. It did not look like a normal key. I picked it up. My hands felt cold. "Lily," I called. She came into the room slowly. "What is this?" I asked. I held up the key. Her face turned white. "A man gave it to me," she said. Her voice was very small. "What man?" I asked. My heart started to beat fast. "Boom, boom, boom. I do not know his name," she said. "He was at the park. Yesterday he sat next to me on the bench. He said, 'Give this to your mother one day.' But not yet. He said, 'Do not tell your mother now.' I felt scared. A cold feeling went down my back. "What did he look like?" I asked. "He was old," she said. "He had grey hair. He had kind eyes, but sad eyes. He wore a brown coat." I sat down on the bed. My hands were shaking. "Lily," I said, "you must never talk to strangers. Never again. Do you understand?" "I know, Mum," she said. Her eyes filled with tears. "I am sorry. I was scared to tell you. I thought you would be angry. It is okay," I whispered. I hugged her tight. But it was not okay. My mind was racing. Who was this man? Why did he give my daughter a key? What did he want from us? That night I could not sleep. I looked at the key on my table. The moonlight hit the metal. It was heavy in my hand. It had a small tag tied to it with string. The tag had a number. The number was 14. I thought about my life. I grew up in this town. My mother raised me alone. She never talked about my father. She said he died before I was born. I never asked many questions. Some doors you do not open. That is what my mother always said to me. But now this key felt like a door I needed to open. My hands wanted to open it, but my heart was afraid. The next morning I did not go to work. I walked to the old storage building near the train station. Everyone in town knows this building. It is grey and quiet. It has many small rooms. People keep old furniture there, old boxes, old memories that nobody wants but nobody can throw away. I found room number 14. My hands were shaking. I put the key in the lock. Click, the door opened slowly. It made a loud creaking sound. The room was small and dark. Dust filled the air. I coughed a little. I turned on my phone light. The light moved across old chairs, an old lamp and a broken mirror. Then I saw an old wooden box in the corner. It was covered with dust. I walked to the box. My heart was pounding fast. I opened it slowly. Inside there were photographs. old yellow photographs, and there were letters, many letters, tied together with a red string. I picked up one photo. My breath stopped. It was my mother. She was young in the picture, younger than I had ever seen her. She was smiling, but next to her was a man I did not know. He had kind eyes. He had dark hair. He was holding my mother's hand. I looked at more photos. In one picture, my mother was holding a baby. The baby was me. I knew this because on the back it said, Grace, 1 month old. But something was strange. In the picture, my mother looked very sad. Not happy like a new mother should be. Her smile did not reach her eyes. I opened one of the letters. My hands trembled as I read the first line. My dearest Grace, if you are reading this, then I am gone. I am sorry I could not tell you the truth myself. I sat down on the dusty floor. Tears filled my eyes. This letter was from my mother, but my mother passed away 5 years ago. How could she leave a letter here in a locked room with a strange key? I kept reading, my hands shaking. Your father did not die before you were born. This was a lie, I told you. I am sorry, Grace, I was scared. I made a big mistake many years ago, and I lived with that mistake every single day. My heart was pounding. Boom, 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 I could hear it in my ears. Your father's name is Daniel. He loved you very much. But there was danger. Bad men were looking for him. He worked for people who did bad things, and he wanted to leave that life. He wanted to protect us. So he left. He changed his name. He hid far away, somewhere I never knew. I could not breathe. My whole life was a lie. Everything I believed for 34 years was wrong. The letter continued. I put this box here for you. I gave the key to my old friend. His name is Walter. He promised me one thing. If something ever happened to Daniel, if he ever tried to come back, Walter would find you. He would give you this key when the time was right. Please forgive me, Grace. I only wanted to keep you safe. Who was Walter? Was he the old man at the park? The man who gave my daughter the key? I read more letters. One said, Grace, your father is still alive. I believe this in my heart. He sends money every year, but no name, no address, only a small note. It says, for my girls. I never told you this. I am so sorry. For my girls. Not just for me, for Lily too. My father knew about his granddaughter. He knew, and he still stayed away. I closed the letter. I sat in that dark, dusty room for a long time. My mind was spinning like a wheel. My whole childhood, my whole life, felt different now. It felt like a new story, one I never knew was being written around me. Have you ever found out something that changed everything you believed? It is a very strange feeling. Your past does not disappear, but it looks completely different. Like looking at an old photo under a new light. I went home. I did not tell Lily everything. She was too young for all of it, but I held her very tight that night. I love you so much, I whispered. I love you too, Mum, she said. Why are you crying? I am just happy, I said. It was true, and also I was scared, and also I was confused. All of these feelings mixed together like colours in water. The next day, I went to the park. The same park where the man talked to Lily. I sat on a bench. I held the box close to my chest. I waited. 1 hour passed. 2 hours passed. My legs felt tired. I almost gave up. Then I saw him, an old man with grey hair. He walked slowly. He wore a brown coat, just like Lily described. He sat down on a bench near me. Are you Walter? I asked. My voice was shaking. He looked at me. His eyes were very kind, but very tired. Yes, he said. I am Walter. I knew your mother a long time ago. I am sorry I scared your daughter. That was never my plan. I have so many questions, I said. Please tell me the truth, all of it. Walter took a deep breath. He looked at the box in my hands. Your father was my best friend, he said. We worked together many years ago in the city. He was a good man, Grace, but he made friends with the wrong people. Dangerous people. When he found out he wanted to leave that life, they threatened him. They threatened your mother. They threatened you, a baby at that time. My hands were cold. What happened to him, I asked. Is he alive? He left, Walter said. He had to disappear completely. No phone calls, no letters with his name. It was the only way to keep you both safe. Your mother knew this plan. It broke her heart, but she agreed. She said the lie about him dying. It was easier for you to grow up without hope than to grow up always waiting by the window. Is he still alive today? I asked. My voice was almost a whisper. Walter looked down at his hands. I do not know for sure, he said, but 5 years ago, right before your mother passed away, I received a letter. It had no return address. It just said, watch over them. Give the key when it is time. I did not know when the right time was. Then I saw your daughter at this park feeding the birds. She looked so much like your mother did at that age. I felt my heart tell me, now is the time, Walter. Do not wait any more. Tears fell down my face. Why did you give the key to Lily and not to me? I asked. Why not just knock on my door? Walter smiled sadly. I am an old man, he said. My hands shake now. My courage is smaller than it used to be. I was scared you would not believe me. I was scared you would call me a crazy old man and close the door. Children are braver than adults sometimes. I thought Lily could bring you to the truth slowly, gently, like a small light in a dark room. We sat together in silence. The wind moved the leaves above us. Some birds flew across the sky. It felt strange to finally know the truth, but also good. Like a heavy stone left my chest after 34 years. Do you think I will ever meet him? I asked. My father? Walter put his hand on mine. His hand was warm and rough, like an old man's hand should be. I do not know, he said, but I know he loved you very much. I know he thinks about you every single day, wherever he is. Some love does not need to be seen to be real. I went home that day with a lighter heart. I did not have all the answers. But I had the truth, and truth, even a hard truth, is better than a comfortable lie. That night I told Lily a little bit of the story. Not everything, but enough for a 10-year-old to understand. Your grandmother had a secret, I said. And there is a man out there, maybe your grandfather. He loves us very much, even from far away. Lily looked at me with big eyes. Do you think we will meet him one day? She asked. I do not know, sweetie, I said. But I hope so. I really hope so. Every night I hope a little more. It has been 6 months since that day. I still keep the box of letters under my bed. Sometimes, on quiet nights, I read them again. Every letter makes me feel closer to my mother, closer to my father, closer to the truth I never had. Walter visits us sometimes now. He brings bread from the bakery. He tells me stories about my parents when they were young and happy. He became like family to us, slowly, one visit at a time. Lily calls him Grandpa Walter. He smiles every single time she says it, like the words give him a little more life. I still do not know if I will ever meet my real father. But I am not angry anymore. I understand now. Sometimes people make hard choices to protect the people they love. Sometimes love looks like leaving. Sometimes love looks like silence for many, many years. If you have a secret in your family, do not be afraid of it. The truth might hurt at first, it might shake your whole world, but hiding from the truth hurts more for a much longer time. Secrets are heavy, they sit in your heart like stones, but once you know the truth, even a hard truth, you can finally put that stone down and breathe again. Talk to the people in your family. Ask the hard questions, even when your voice shakes. You might discover something painful, but you might also discover something beautiful. You might find out that someone loved you more than you ever knew, even from far away, even in silence. My name is Grace. I found a strange key in my daughter's room. It opened more than just a door. It opened my whole heart. Thank you for listening to my story. Keep asking questions. Keep looking for the truth. You never know what beautiful things are waiting for you on the other side of a locked door. Keep going. Your own story is not finished yet.